Tonight on Movie Cap, we're hiding under the covers and watching A Dark Song. A Dark Song was written and directed by Gavin and is his first feature film. It's a relatively simple film and only stars Catherine Walker as Sophia and Steve Oram as Solomon. Tonight, I'm hiding under the Region A 2017 Blu-ray edition from Shout Factory. This movie was recommended on a YouTube channel, so I thought I'd give it a watch, and wow, am I glad I did. This movie will go down as one of the top slow-burn horror films along with The Shining and The Omen. Even though it doesn't properly fall into the horror category, it's more of a drama with some supernatural elements. I'm giving A Dark Song a rare AA grade. It gets an A for general audiences that might just stumble upon this movie. It also gets an A for its target audience of more mature horror and supernatural fans. Good work, Gavin. A Dark Song is one of those slow-burn dramas where the journey is more important than the destination. The journey, or better said, the transformation of the main character Sophia, is the point of the story. Sophia begins the movie with a goal, and what happens in the end is something almost exactly the opposite of what she initially wanted, but through the process of the journey, she has changed. So often in life we encounter difficulties due to the static way in which we perceive the world around us. We desire an unchanging world because in a dynamic world we cannot see what is coming at us from around the corner, and unknowns are potentially dangerous. We understand this at our core, and so we are afraid. We develop anxieties. In A Dark Song, Sophia and Solomon perform a long and elaborate ritual. It is this ritual that alters the perception of the participants and changes them at a very fundamental level. The lesson of the ritual, and really the film, is that not only change is possible in our lives, but that life is change. Of course, Sophia doesn't see things that way when we first meet her. She begins the film as someone in tremendous psychological pain. She is hardened, much like we, the audience, is. She needs some kind of deliverance from it in order to continue on. We understand that this may very well be a matter of life and death for her because of the level of her determination to perform and complete the ritual. A Dark Song is told via an inverse Faustian story. Sophia totally commits herself financially, psychologically, and spiritually to Solomon and the ritual in the hopes that her own soul will find peace, and in the end, she is rewarded. The backstory is that Sophia had a small child, Jack, who was kidnapped from his daycare and then later killed. The movie doesn't explicitly explain what happened, but there are hints that Jack may have been used in some kind of pseudo-satanic sacrifice by a gang of teenagers. The movie is very ambiguous about what really happened to Jack. Nevertheless, Sophia suffers from an inordinate amount of grief, hatred, and self-loathing. When we meet Sophia, she is busy making the appropriate arrangements to take on a mysterious ritual. She rents an isolated house in the Welsh countryside. She then contacts a magician to take her through the ritual. This is Solomon, and he is not anything like what is commonly thought of when you think of the word magician. He is working class, he is slovenly, loud, and obnoxious. It's Sophia's and Solomon's first conversation when we realize that this movie will be a more down-to-earth depiction of magic, a type of magic that is more closely related to real-life cults and religions than the fantasy yarns of Tolkien. Of course, this builds into the realism of the movie, but it also serves to establish the serious tone of the film. Solomon is not one to mess around. Sophia agrees to pay Solomon a very large sum for his help, but Solomon seems more interested in Sophia's reasons for undertaking the ritual. It is interesting that initially Sophia lies to Solomon about her reasons, which he sees right through. She then gives various reasons throughout the progress of the movie. Each subsequent reason does not negate the previous reason, but rather expands on it. This reflects the personal evolution that Sophia undergoes. In the beginning, she says that her reason is for love, hoping to sound profound. The reason then changes to longing, that she must speak with her dead child once more. Later she reveals that she wants vengeance on those that killed her son, and by the end of the film, she asks for the ability to forgive, which is the key to her freedom from her pain. As the film progresses, Solomon must change the direction of the ritual to accommodate the changing motivation of Sophia. After their first meeting, they spend a few days preparing to undertake the ritual. They gather the belongings and provisions and tools needed for the ritual. The ritual that Sophia and Solomon undertake is a movie version of the legendary Abramelin operation. The Abramelin was studied by the Golden Dawn and Thelemic orders, and was famously attempted and then abandoned midway by Aleister Crowley. The Abramelin is a many months-long ritual that employs many spells and rites in order to bind and control various demons. The ultimate goal is to contact your guardian angel. This is the song that the movie title refers to. Sophia and Solomon prepare for an 8-month-long seclusion in the house. Solomon seals the house with a ring of salt, thus beginning the ritual. Sophia and Solomon begin a series of scenes where they study magic and perform a large variety of ceremonies. At night, they relax and talk. We learn a lot about the characters and what their hopes are for the ritual. As the movie progresses, the stress of the ritual and the claustrophobia of being trapped in the house begin to take their toll. The duo bicker and fight, but they keep up with the ritual. Slowly, strange things begin to happen. Noises, lights, voices. Even with these small bits of evidence, Sophia doubts that the ritual is working and threatens to leave several times. In a pivotal scene, Sophia and Solomon argue about whether or not Sophia is telling the truth about her motivations. She admits that what she actually wants is vengeance on the people that killed her child. Solomon becomes very angry and must then adjust the ritual to accommodate the lie and the new direction they must take. To adjust the ritual, Solomon purifies her in a bath of water and drowns her. He then resuscitates her. This instigates a fight between the two, and Solomon is accidentally stabbed with a knife. Solomon believes it is Sophia's guardian angel that caused him to be stabbed, and that is a sign that they are getting close to the end of the ritual. They continue with the ritual, and over the next few days, Solomon's wound festers. Demons slowly begin to materialize in the house. The magic is working, but Solomon dies of the infection. Sophia looks to Solomon's magic books to discover he has scribbled out everything, so she can't read them and can't finish the ritual. Trapped in the house with no way to complete the ritual, Sophia starts seeing damned people in the house. The damned people capture her, but she escapes from them and follows a shining light. She enters one of the ritual rooms and sees that her guardian angel has finally manifested. The climax of the movie, Sophia is so overcome by the angel that she requests the thing that she needed all along. She asks the angel for the power to forgive. A Dark Song does have a happy ending for Sophia. I think Gavin cleverly employs the concept of a ritual as a way to visually express the change that is happening inside Sophia. A ritual is a way to soften our hard-headed grasp on objective reality. And a ritual as long and elaborate as the Abramelin, even if it is just a movie version, can just about evaporate our hold on the world. But it is not about actually changing the physical world, but changing our understanding of that world and allowing ourselves to change. So how does the ritual change Sophia? From what into what? The big issue for Sophia in this film is forgiveness. It's something that the whole world is short on. At the beginning of the film, she has been dealt a terrible wrong. She is unable to forgive those that hurt her, and she is doubly unable to forgive herself for allowing her child to be hurt. The process of the ritual does not instantly grant her the ability to forgive, but what it does do is to slowly create the psychological conditions to where she is able to forgive. She now has the choice to forgive, the capacity to do so, where before she didn't, and therefore no choice in the matter. And it is this ability that then allows her to heal. At an elemental level, people have a subconscious need for control in their lives. When we do not have at least some control in what is happening to us, we feel that we are in jeopardy, or that actual danger is a possibility. However, the reality of life is that we as human beings have very little control. This lack of control is reflected in the main religions around the world. Most religions work off the premise that we are, in fact, not in control, but rather the deity or deities are in control. That we must place our trust in the deity, and in return, the deity will look favorably on us. At the very least, the religion is a means for us to accept the fact that we are not in control over life and are basically at the mercy of nature. Occult magic has a different message. This is where the appeal of magic comes into play, and this is why Sophia chooses a path of magic to help her. Of course, magic, like religion, is a complicated subject, but is primarily about affecting the world around us, essentially taking control over ourselves and our environment. You can affect the world remotely. You can take control. You can see behind the veil, and you can understand spiritual workings. Sophia's struggle to forgive the killers of her son and herself for losing her son is a struggle for control over the psychological pain that has control over her. Struggle, or the ritual, is a journey to enact the change she needs in order to heal. A Dark Song is an emotional film to say the least. It is not some silly pop flick about casting spells. Sophia's suffering is primary. After watching the film, it is pretty easy to understand why I'm giving A Dark Song a AA grade. Any movie-going cat will be pleasantly surprised by how well made and interesting this film is. That said, the target audience of supernatural movie and horror fans will absolutely love it. And I'm not just talking about the toms in these groups. A Dark Song has some particular appeal for women as well. This movie is haunting through and through. The photography and the production design are gorgeous. Gavin imbues the film with mystery and seemingly hides things in the shadows, or at least you constantly have the feeling that something is there, just beyond your ability to adjust your eyes. Then the scene cuts. If Sophia and Solomon are attempting to contact unseen agents, then it would follow that there are in fact some kind of agents watching us from beyond. Because A Dark Song depends so heavily on the ritual that is performed, the art direction is key. The film employs lots and lots of arcane symbols, artwork, writings, etc. and fills the movie to the top with seemingly authentic trappings. Here, Gavin goes the extra mile and incorporates the esoteria into the script, which only makes sense given what the film is about. What is so pleasant about the use of magic in this film is that they take it seriously. It's not just an excuse for CGI spectacle a la Doctor Strange. Ray Harmon provides an appropriately powerful score. It is mostly subtle accent work, but at times elevates into the creepiest cello music ever conceived. His use of strings and primitive-esque drumming has a trance-like quality that brings us down into the headspace of the characters. Getting into the cast, most people won't recognize the stars and dismiss them as never-heard-ems, but both Catherine Walker and Steve Oram have a long career in screen acting, mostly on TV. It's a good thing too because their experience shines through. Walker gives a heartbreakingly powerful performance, but steers clear of sap and pity. We really want to see her come through the ritual rewarded, but she adds a heavy dose of realism to Sophia, and we understand that she is a real person, flaws and all. Steve Oram creates a fascinating character with Solomon, breaking all the rules and destroying cliches. Oram Solomon is clearly the most knowledgeable magician in the hemisphere, but his rough and difficult personality create a contradiction that is endlessly appealing to watch. It's a bit amazing that this is Gavin's first feature, but who cares? A Dark Song is a film that will join the pantheon of creepy slow burn greats like The Shining, The Omen, and The Witch. Hey movie cats, I'm just a puppet, but there are real cats out there that need your help, really. Please take some time to locate the cat shelter that is nearest to you and make a donation. And if you're in need of some love, as we all are, you can adopt a cat from that shelter and improve your life, as well as the lives of our feline friends. This week, Movie Cat is highlighting this shelter. Thanks so much for your help.